For this next story, Faith Salie has been working overtime in hopes it's framed just right.
No, the Philadelphia Museum of Art hasn't been robbed. This is a show that's been framed.
What I love most about picture frames is that they give you just a little bit of a snapshot of where a painting was in its history.
It's such a surprise to see nothing in a frame.
Tara Contractor is the assistant curator of European art, reframing our viewpoint with this exhibit of about a dozen works.
What makes a good frame?
I would say that a great frame is one that really takes on its role as a mediator between the painting and the environment. A great frame is drawing from both.
From glistening gold frames meant to shimmer in candlelight to stark black frames of the 17th century.
In Dutch merchant houses that typically had whitewashed walls and a lot of natural light, that was where a black frame would really pop and draw a painting out to its fullest.
Contractor says framing as we know it began long before museums, back when the way to see art was to go to church. Wealthy Renaissance patrons gazed upon altarpieces and wanted their own versions.
As there's more of an understanding of art as something that would be owned by a person, then picture frames become much more prevalent.
Back then, frames could be a status symbol, often costing more than the work of art they held, and a group effort to build.
It would have been a lot of different people working together. So frames were made in the guild system. So that's the cabinet maker, carpenter who's putting the wood together, one person who's sculpting the design, and one person who's gilding it.
You've seen his signature?
For Sunday Morning, Morley Safer witnessed historic framing underway when Washington Crossing the Delaware was reframed at the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York.
The frame takes up virtually the entire workshop. 400 square feet and weighing 3,000 pounds. Total cost, more than $500,000.
For a time, the gold frame reigned supreme. The Paris Salon even banned all others. But the art of the frame expanded when artists like Edgar Degas and Jean-Francois Raffaelli decided to paint with a mind to their borders.
So in this work, we have this sort of frame within a frame. So we see him painting a picture that's already framed, and it has this little gold border to it. And then that pretty much exactly mirrors the geometry of the frame that we have here in the real world. And it gives the work this really wonderful self-referential quality.
Do you know if Raffaelli created this frame as well?
He probably designed it. So a lot of the artists in the circle of the Impressionists, as Raffaelli was, were coming up with designs for frames and then working with frame makers to make those dreams a reality.
These days, frames come in all shapes and sizes, or sometimes not at all. And when the Philadelphia Museum of Art wants to make their frame dreams a reality, they turn to their artistic border czar, conservation framer Chris Ferguson.
This frame is probably late 1800s. A lot of the gilding was curling up. We are currently softening it, adhering it back down.
Ferguson and his team restore and create fabulous frames for the museum, overseeing tens of thousands of works. Their tried and true cleaning technique?
One of the first steps that you do in conservation and cleaning is you use saliva. Saliva is a really mild way of cleaning surface dirt. You use a swab, like an ear swab, and you gently roll off the dirt from the gilding.
Talk about a spitting image. Ferguson designed this frame for Vincent van Gogh's Sunflowers, and he took Mary Cassatt's Woman with a Pearl Necklace in a Loge from a gilded frame and returned it to one reflective of the artist's original vision.
She originally had it in a green frame, and it was not reviewed well, and it was lost over time. I made a frame for it that was green based on research, and now you enter that painting entirely different, and you move around through it. And to me, that's pretty special to change how every viewer will now see that painting.
And to honor what the artist originally wanted.
Exactly, yeah. It took over 100 years, but people are seeing it how she intended.
For Tara Contractor, this exhibit gives an art form its due.
One of the things that I'm really hoping that people who see this show come away from it with is a sense that any gallery they go into really has twice as much art as meets the eye, and like twice as many things to look at and appreciate.